30 for 38.
I'm not buying what you're selling here. I
don't care what you're buying. I get to pick them.
I do like Rambo as our player of the week.
You know what? The only reason why I didn't pick Powell is because they lost.
Yeah, if they had won the game, I could see, or even maybe won a close game.
These are his stats. These are his stats against the Montreal defense, which is number 1 in the league.
What's up, guys? Cody here with Don on the Out of Bounds Sports Podcast. Week 11 for the CFL is coming up this week, and what a controversial start we had to Week 10. Should we just dive right into that?
Well, I think we can talk about the game summary first, and we'll get to the end of the game.
Yeah. Big refereeing decision there, or lack of refereeing decision, I guess you could say.
Had nothing to do with the referee.
But we had our first tie of the season, 22-22, Rough Riders and Red Blacks. For those of you that stuck around for the whole game, you know that. If you didn't, you might think that the Rough Riders won by 3 points. That is not true. Ottawa with their first, not loss, but their first non-win at home. They're still undefeated at home. And it was pouring rain that game.
All for part of the game.
Yeah, part of the game. First 3 quarters were meh. Picked up a little bit in the fourth quarter.
It was just... Should we just head over to the highlights?
Yeah, let's head over to the highlights. What do we got here?
Let's go to the 10 minutes left in the second quarter, where Saskatchewan punts out of their end zone and gets caught at the 40. Guys rumbling and stumbling. I guess he forgot he had the ball because he drops it. And Saskatchewan recovers.
Yeah.
And Saskatchewan, so that was the opportunity for some type of score in the first half.
Yeah.
But then shortly after that, if we go to 2 minutes left, Ottawa tries a field goal and it's blocked. So too bad for Ward on that one. Didn't quite get there.
Saskatchewan's had a couple blocked field goals this season, haven't they?
Yeah, and shortly after that, if we go to the third quarter, there was another blocked field goal. So now at halftime it was like 3-3.
Yeah.
Same guy blocked both field goals, Sanders for Saskatchewan. Same guy. So then finally we get some action here. 1:57 left in the fourth. Patterson to Bain Jr. He gets the touchdown there. And at that point, looking pretty good for Saski. Tied up with the last second field goal. They go into overtime. And Ottawa gets the ball first. And they score. They do not get the 2-point convert. Because you have to go for 2 points.
Yeah.
So now they're up by 6. And at that point, Saskatchewan's in trouble. But they get the ball. And on third down, chuck it in the end zone. Wide open is MLS. And so he snags that one. And they go for the 2-point. And they don't get it. Saskatchewan gets the ball back again. This time they get the ball first because they played 2 mini games in overtime.
Yeah.
So they get the ball first. They have to kick, so they get a field goal. They're up 22-19. And at that point, you're thinking, okay, they just got to stop Ottawa. So Ottawa gets the ball. The quarterback gets sacked. Second down, they sack him again, and he fumbles. Everyone's thinking, game over. Like, all of the players are walking off the field. The fans are going on the field because everyone thinks, okay, that's it. The game's over. There's no call, no anything. Now, we'll take a look at that play in a second because the controversy is there's a play earlier on in the game where this was in the second quarter, 12 minutes left, where Ottawa has the ball and the quarterback Brown, he gets hit. But he gets hit as this Saskatchewan guy rolls on the ground and hits him.
Yeah.
Okay? That would be called roughing the quarterback. There was a flag thrown instantly, and it went upstairs instantly. We have that for you in slow motion right here. Now, if we go to the Saskatchewan, or to the
Later in
overtime,
overtime, yeah.
overtime, you have Saskatchewan's number 57 going straight in. He gets clipped low. He goes flying over, hits the quarterback in the legs. The difference here is actually three. Number one, the quarterback doesn't go down when he's hit. Number two, there was no flag on the play. And number three, the control center didn't say anything until after everybody's on the bloody field. Then they say, no, we're going to review this play. Right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. You cannot be doing that. Got some information here about what the situation is for the command center. It says the command center will focus only on overturning calls or non-calls made on the field when a clear and obvious mistake has been made. In other words, we do not want the game officiated from the control center. That's exactly what they did.
Yeah, they stepped in.
They determined the outcome of this game. Saskatchewan had the game. They had a victory, and it was taken away from them. And you know what? That's not cool.
Definitely not cool. A lot of fans, a lot of people unhappy with this call.
Yeah.
A lot of people across the league are going, what the hell is going on? And I think we noticed it later in the other few, like the rest of the games this week. The command center was a little bit hesitant. The
they were
a little bit different. Yeah,
I'm sure they got reamed out after that one. And okay, there was an ex-coach who said, "Well, the bottom line is, if you would call it on the first play of the game, you need to call it on the last play of the game. That's fine. No one freaking called it on the first play of the game. It was not called a penalty.
The first play of the game was called. But the last game, the last play of the
game. I'm talking about this play. This play wouldn't have been called on the first play either.
Well, it was called. It was called in the first time.
No, not the first one. This play.
I'm saying it's the same play though.
No, it was not the same play.
It's basically the same play.
It's not the same play
side by
because
side.
the guy didn't go down for starters. He wasn't hit hard enough to go down, so that's not roughing the quarterback, and there was no flag.
I think if you hit them in the legs, whether they go down or not, is still considered. It's not about whether they go down. I don't think that's a factor. I think that the same play happened and they did call it. So like that coach is like they should have called it the second time. The problem
there wasn't even a challenge on this. There wasn't even a challenge.
Well, the problem
there was no flag, no challenge. No,
that's what
anything.
You're just saying. If you're going to call it there, you have to call it here, and they called it there, and they didn't call it.
I'm saying
at the end.
If this was the first play, they wouldn't have called it. They would not have called it because there's no flag, no challenge, no anything.
I know, but I think
the last play of the game, it was either way. They should mind their own business, and like everybody says, the officials on the field have got the best viewpoint, and if you watch this last clip, because I had it in slow motion. If you look at the official who's standing there, he's looking right at the Ottawa quarterback, watching him, just staring at him. Didn't throw a flag.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting that they called it earlier in the game and then they didn't call it there. I mean, I guess you are thinking it is the end of the game, so they were being a little bit more lenient, but I don't know. Play devil's advocate, maybe that is why the command center stepped in. But
well, they need to mind their own business. That cost me a game.
But Red Blacks coach got caught up in an altercation. Did you see anything about that?
Yeah, I heard about that.
An unidentified individual got onto the field, I guess, in the overtime period and was getting into a little verbal spat with the coach, and they had to be restrained.
Yeah, well,
and it's wondering, like, why is this guy on the field? Why didn't security get him up? There's a lot of wonky stuff going on at the end of this game.
Well, from the understanding I had, he didn't have proper credentials or he didn't have like real credentials.
Yeah.
But he still got on.
Yeah.
So they got to address that too.
Yeah. Safety.
This whole game was just a black eye on the CFL. And you know what? I do not blame the official one bit. He did his job. And even when he had to make the call, you could see how embarrassed he was.
He frustrated as hell.
After automatic review from the command center, like he was just like, I had nothing to do with this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So, Little note: Patterson had three interceptions in this game, so he started hot or started good, and he's kind of tapered off now. So they'll be looking to get Trevor Harris back sooner than later. I think the Rough Riders, and with that defense and a healthy Trevor Harris, that is the team to look out for in the West at this point. So,
And the thing that I found interesting about this game, because I'm watching this game,
yeah,
because I'm a CFL guy, okay, and I found out this is a beautiful thing. Let's say I have on SummerSlam or something like that, and I can't watch the football. Well, TSN starts repeats that evening at 1:00, and they show 4 or 5 in a row. So once I get done with SummerSlam, then I'll turn on the CFL at 1:00 in the morning and I watch the full game.
normal people aren't up till 4 in the morning.
That's how dedicated I am to the cause. Okay, that's it. But anyways, and I was thinking I'm not going to find any highlights, and it ended up getting 7. So pretty good.
Yeah,
actually, we got lots of highlights this week. I'm actually becoming a bit more liberal with my highlights.
You got to include all the great plays. There's a lot of great plays in this.
That's what I did. Okay, let's go to Calgary and the Argos. Argos.
Yeah, we watched this game. Mayer didn't have a very good game in this one. Neither did Arbuckle, really.
He didn't have a good first half. He had a pretty good second half. Pretty good second half.
Sam Peters fumbled the ball in the first opening kickoff, but they were able to recover it, so they saved face there. And Carey looked good in this game as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
shall we go to the highlights?
Let's go to the highlights.
All right. We go to halfway through the first quarter. Touchdown pass to... Hold on. Wow. I don't have the thing on here. Edom. So that was for the Argos. They got, at that point, they were up 7-1. Then Calgary's coming down.
Who? Jake Mara?
No.
I mean, Jake Mara, 373 yards, touchdown, interception. So.
Okay, it was to Eccles, of course, Eccles. And so that actually put Stampeders ahead.
Yeah, it was a bit of a back and forth in the first half. I mean, Toronto went up, then Calgary went up. Calgary went back, continued their lead, and then Toronto really turned it on in the third quarter here.
Yeah, so then let's go to early in the third. Calgary's got the ball. Mayor's scrambling around. Who's being chased? There he goes. And I guess he forgot the ball because, boom, he gets hit from behind.
Oh, yeah.
And Argos recover. And at that point, Argos were down 15. 15-7. And that seemed to inspire them just a tad bit. Because then, oh, yes, Grant. Calgary punts the ball to Grant. And Grant,
deadly Grant.
And Grant does what he does. And the thing that was comical is that he was going down and he was having his blocking set up. And I guess there was one guy who was going to get him. He's shaking his finger. No. You're not going to get me. And just turned on the burners.
Yeah, he was directing traffic that whole play. And that's the Grant that we've seen in past games. That guy, once he gets going, he's scary. Anytime he gets the ball,
he can get his hand on the ball. So now we're 15-21 Argos. 14 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Mayer, nice pass. And Buddy, what's his name? Oh, Tommy Stevens. Okay, so the player for Calgary gets it down to the 2. A nice play. And
Bagleton. That was crazy. He was carrying guys for 15 yards.
Yeah.
Can't get him down. Can't get him down.
Takes it down.
Get him down.
Yeah,
Look at him.
Yeah, he's like a beast. And he was kind of having a little bit of attitude that game. If you guys watched the game,
yeah, that was hilarious.
Oh man, there were some swear words on that.
They were mic'd up for sure.
They were mic'd, and it was like, yeah, the language.
Oh, it was hilarious.
So then we're down. It's 22-21 Calgary, and picked off, and runs for a touchdown. but he runs in for a touchdown. I can't find him on the stats here, but that's a lot of you.
It was Peyton Logan.
Either way.
That would have been his touchdown.
And then go to the end when there's 1 minute 40 left. Calgary's down 25-32. And then Carey carries it in, wraps up the game, and that was it. Calgary, again, I don't know what's wrong with these kids. They cannot win on the road.
No, still winless on the road for the Calgary Stampeders, and a big win for Toronto to keep up in the East. I mean, it's kind of like it's between, with Ottawa tying, it opens it up for them as well, but an Argos team that hasn't looked great in the last few weeks, they looked pretty good here. Arbuckle had some good moments there. Carey turned on the Jets, and then once you have Grant with the return touchdown, I think that just gives you the confidence that they need to be playing with. So, yeah, Toronto looked good in this game.
Yeah, they have to be somewhat pleased where they are, being 5-4 with their quarterbacking situation.
You know what? Yeah, and I was actually reading up that it doesn't look like Chad Kelly's going to be coming back anytime soon.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
It was minimum 9 games.
Yeah.
Now he has to pass some evaluations, third-party evaluations, and jump through some hoops. And they'll be happy to be going to the bye week next week. Give them another week, and but yeah, they'll be excited to get Chad Kelly back for sure if that does end up happening. So.
Yeah, but
they might be okay without him.
Arbuckle did better this game than a couple games ago. So, Cameron Dukes is not the answer. He can't throw for shit. He can't throw anything over 20 yards.
No, yeah, he's not.
He can scramble, but you know what? At least Arbuckle has an arm.
Yeah.
And the Argos aren't playing this week, are they?
They're off this week.
They're off this week.
They have a bye. So.
Okay, so then that will give them time. Let's go to the Alouettes Hamilton. What do you got for us?
All right. So, big note for this one. Well, their first 3 drives for Hamilton were burger after burger after burger, and which led to Bo getting benched. But this was another easy win for the Alouettes. They took care of the Tiger Cats at home, and another game without Cody Vajarno. So they are steamrolling again, 8-1 now, and I don't know who can beat this team.
Well, and I don't know if he's up, but Tyson Philpott got injured.
He did leave the game. I think I was reading. I think he might be out this week.
Yeah,
but we were talking about that earlier. He's not even Alexander's number 1 target.
He's not the target.
Rambo now, so
he's not the target. All right, so I guess we'll take a look at what we got here.
What do we got here?
First quarter, early. Oh, nice catch by Ward from Bobo, and instantly fumbled. Nice job. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's how things started for Hamilton. Then a little bit later on, we got 10 minutes left, and Bo, he's going. He's got time. Look at the time he's got. Oh, scrambling,
all the time in the world.
and throws it right at the Montreal guy. And at that point, they go. This big hook comes out, this humongous hook, and Bo's gone.
Bo is gone.
And if you're thinking, okay, new quarterback, things might get a little bit better. You'd be mistaken, because with 8 minutes left, Hamilton snaps the ball back into the end zone and gives up a safety.
Yeah. Oh,
so
my
poor
goodness.
Powell, he didn't even have a chance on that one. So at this point, Hamilton's only down 5-0. So thank the Lord and Pastor Gravy for that one. And then you're thinking, okay, it's now 8-0 for the Alouettes. Montreal or Hamilton goes for a field goal, and they miss that. And this was with 3 minutes left in the first. So I guess Legio didn't have his Legio working on that one. So, and that's how it started for them. And that was just the first quarter. Like,
brutal
at that
first
point-
quarter for the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
you know what? At that point, I'd be thankful that I'm only down by 8 points.
Yeah,
So then we go to 14 seconds left in the first, and Alexander to my buddy Rambo,
airs it out.
51 yards.
He aired it out.
There's nothing wrong with that one.
Yeah,
that was
exciting.
a sweet one. And so then I'm going to say shortly after that, we got Hamilton's got the ball. Flea flicker. Oh, haven't seen a flea flicker in forever. And they pick up about 50 yards on that play. Like I don't remember the last time I saw a flea flicker.
Yeah, CFL not much in the season. The games that we've watched here, NFL
No.
it's a little. They do a little more tricky plays. There's a lot more going on, but
Yeah, I don't know. They got some pretty crazy plays happening in the CFL lately too. So, that was a nice play. Caught them off guard. So then you got Montreal again.
they still only settled for a field goal on that.
Yeah,
drive,
I know.
like,
And then it was a nice pass there to, I can't even see his number now. And the Owls, they pick up about 50 yards on the play. They get the ball at the 5. And so now we got, they score on that one. And then it's now 26-9. And then finally, Hamilton gets a break. They finally get a touchdown to Hakanu Bedavu. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Either way, he got a touchdown. English. And then finally, we got Alexander again. Oh, Powell, nice catch in the back
I
of
like
the
that
end
one.
zone.
Even with the angled end zone, he still was able to sneak it
Nice
in there.
catch in the back of the end zone. At that point, the Owls are up 32-16. Hamilton gets a garbage time touchdown.
Stephen Dunbar, yeah.
Stephen Dunbar.
So yeah,
Jr.
big
gets
note for
that
this
one.
game. Philpott left the game. He will need MRI. I'm not sure if they did the MRI already, but they'll need to figure that out to see.
You know, it's amazing
he's
to
gonna be
me
out?
how, and I can understand why, but how these athletes, they can have an MRI the next day, but regular people like us have to wait months for the same procedure.
It is kind of crazy. Philpott did not practice, so I imagine he won't be. Davis Alexander also didn't practice either, but it's not injury related.
No.
So. And Cody Fajardo is limited in practice, so he's on his way back.
You know what? He's got a
this-
hamstring. You got to take your time.
This, they can take all the time they need for them because you know what, they're rolling right now, 8-1, and they look like they're hands and feet above the best of the best in the CFL, and I can't see a team out there that's going to beat them at this point. So they do go into Mosaic Stadium though this week coming up to play as the Saskatchewan Roughriders, so that will be an interesting take. Trevor Harris is full practice, and Olette full practice as well. So you might see a new look offense for those Roughriders coming up this week, and they're going to want to take down the Alouettes because right now you're playing for the dominance.
We got some real tough picks to make this week. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
No.
So let's go
wrap it
to
up with
BC and Edmonton.
Canada Life Stadium. No. Where are they playing again?
There's a Commonwealth.
Commonwealth Stadium.
They finally won one at home.
Largest crowd of the season for the BC Lions coming into town. So
Yeah, what was it, like 18,000 there? It wasn't too full. I was watching the game.
Edmonton came into this game looking to build off their first win of the week last week. A decisive win as well. And they actually did it. So
Yep, as expected, they started Trey Ford. They didn't finish with him.
who did end up leaving. Yeah, MBT came in as well.
Okay, so let's take a look at some of these highlights here. We're at a minute and a half left. Oh, I have to tell you, it was this beautiful one-handed catch by Hatcher for like BC.
Oh yeah, so I did see that.
Just you know what? That was a beauty.
It is important to know that BC did score on their first drive of the game after being shut out last week.
Yeah.
They didn't score against the Bombers, and they were able to score their first game, but not much else happened after that. So Hatcher with a great catch.
And then we got
Sean White did what Sean White does.
And then Leak, 12-yard run. That was with how much time left in the quarter there? That was with 2:50 or 12:50 or 2 minutes into the second.
But at that point, the Elks had already missed a field goal. BD's had 6 misses this season. 6 misses this season for BD.
So if we go into second quarter, 8 minutes left. Nice long pass. Oop! Didn't catch it, but got past interference.
Oh, in the end zone. Yeah,
that was kind of iffy call, but you know what? The BC guy didn't look too happy, but you know what? It was pass interference.
But when you're hugging the guy, you gotta say like, let me take you out for dinner first.
And then even though McLeod Bethel Thompson hasn't had a great year,
MBT.
Actually, it was on this play too. No, where's the play?
Do you have the highlight where 4 got hit?
I'm trying to find it.
Scary hit for 4 in the second quarter. And, so what? Oh, they haven't practiced yet, so that's what we're looking at. So we're waiting to see what's going to go on with Edmonton. They haven't practiced
it was
today, so we'll find out.
It was with 2 minutes left in the half. I got it right here. And he gets hit. The thing is, he falls on the ball, and that's what kind of buggered
Looks like his head hit a little bit. It hit the ground pretty hard.
And at that point, Edmonton was up 16-10. So, but then if we go to... so we got Bethel Thompson throws the ball. Nice little juggling act by Jones. Snags the ball. And hangs on to it. Shortly after that, we got Bethel Thompson go back again. All kinds of time. Lame duck pass intercepted in the end zone. Oh, like how you're a quarterback, a professional quarterback. You throw a lame duck like that with 2 guys covering. I can see why he's going to be back up pretty soon. And we go, the last highlight is there's 22-16 Edmonton. And they get the ball to Rankin as he's just a little swing pass as he's crossing the end zone line. He fumbles the ball, but it bounces back into him. And that was all she wrote for that game. So
they went for 2 there. Got the 2-point conversion as well.
They got the 2.
And Edmonton gets another win in front of their biggest crowd of the season, 33-16, beating a West rival. I mean, the Lions are on a 3-game losing streak now. And I always mention this again, field goal watch here, guys. Sean White, 45 in a row after this game. He had 3 more field goals to extend that streak. 45 in a row. He's now 24 away from the record, which is 69. By... Don't throw the description there because I can't seem to find the name, even though it's right in the article. But yeah, so another week of CFL in the books. Who was off last week? No Blue Bombers last week.
Blue Bombers this week, though.
And we've got our top of the top, we've got our bottom of the bottom, and we'll get into our power rankings in a little bit. But let's move on to our picks for next week.
Let's move on to our player of the week.
Player of the week. All right, let's go into my player of the week. Who is our OBSP player of the week, Don? Fill us in.
Well, I gave this a lot of thought. In fact, I think I lost sleep over it. I have co-players of the week this week.
Co-players of the week.
Co-players.
All right.
They both played in the same game. I got Charleston Rambo. 6 receptions, 124 yards, 2 touchdowns. Basically owned Hamilton.
Yeah.
The other one I had to give to Taylor Powell. Hamilton quarterback.
No.
What do you mean no?
How are we getting a joint player of the
Because
week to a player that got demolished by the Montreal Alouettes?
oh, he did he?
He had a great game.
Would you like to hear his stats?
Let's hear his stats.
30 for 38, 319 yards, 2 touchdowns, 5 rushes for 52 yards. He didn't get demolished. He came in off the bench and did that.
The
30 for 38.
I'm not buying what you're selling here. I
don't care what you're buying. I get to pick them.
I do like Rambo as our player of the week.
You know what? The only reason why I didn't pick Powell is because they lost.
Yeah, if they had won the game, I could see, or even maybe won a close game.
These are his stats. These are his stats against the Montreal defense, which is number 1 in the league. And he comes in there with 319 yards, 50 yards fucking rushing. Are you kidding me? Off the bench? Stop it.
All right, so there you guys have it. OBSP player of the week. Let us know below. Do you agree with Don's joint pick, or do you believe that Rambo was our real player of the week?
No, joint pick.
Let us know in the comments below what you guys think. We'd love to hear from you. All right, so we move on to our picks for next week?
Yeah.
All right, so starting off the week, we got the Ottawa Red Blacks traveling all the way west to the Calgary Stampeders, McMahon Stadium. Stamps will be looking to win another one at home because that's the only place they seem to be able to win at. And the Red Blacks will be looking for their first win on the road. So this is an intriguing matchup because I feel like they're both pretty equally matched in terms of standings and in terms of just the way they play. And Red Blacks coming off that controversial tie, so they'll be looking to get their foot in the door as well. So who do you got in this one, Don?
Well, I know Stampeders are 2.5-point favorites. I know that the Stampeders have not lost at home yet. But Crum's not playing this game.
Crum is...
For the first time in a year, Mazzoli is back for Ottawa.
Brown and Crum aren't playing?
Yep.
Oh, and Pimpleton's out as well.
Crum was told that, you know what? You're not the guy after the Saskatchewan game. They told him, you're not the guy. You can't throw, you can run, but you're not the guy. So they're bringing in, finally, he's healed again. He's been often injured the last couple of seasons.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Mazzoli.
Okay.
Could be the difference.
Yeah.
With Pimpleton not there, well, that's going to hurt their return game. Calgary at home. I got to go Stampeders. Just because they don't lose
Stampeders on this one?
Because they don't lose at home.
They don't lose at home, and... it looks like you're wrong on that one. Stampeders are in red there. And, you know what? I think I'm going to have to go with Stampeders as well. It's, they don't lose at home. Jake Maier is still a great quarterback. Pimpleton's out. They'll be filling in with Missoula there, so yeah, we'll go Stampeders on that one. Going into Mosaic Stadium, we got the Alouettes visiting the Rough Riders. There's a chance that Trevor Harris is back. There's a chance that AJ Ouellette's back. There's a chance that Fajardo is not back. Davis Alexander may be playing. He didn't practice today, but it wasn't injury related, so he should be back out there. Philpott's probably not going to play as well, so I think this might be a rare loss for the Montreal Alouettes. I'm going to go Rough Riders on this one.
Well, I'm going Alouettes.
Going Alouettes, eh? I like the pick. Respect that pick. You can't go wrong picking the Alouettes, but I think this might not be their week this week. So,
well, we'll see.
We'll see. Elks at the Tiger Cats. Bottom of the barrel. Our two worst teams in the league.
Okay, so the key.
Your joint player of the week is going to be playing this week. So, Don, who you got in this one?
Well, I'm trying to find out if Trey Ford's been playing. I heard he's day to day.
Yeah, we'll find out today if he practiced or not. So
if he plays, you have to go Elks. But if he doesn't play, you got to go Tiger Cats. And I got to go Elks.
Elks, yeah. That's a good pick. That's where I'm going as well. I think even with McLeod, Bethel Thompson, this one, I think the Tiger Cats are just the Elks are on a 2-game hot streak, and they are looking like a better team. Their coach, I think, is wrapped around. I think they've all kind of joined around the coach. They're looking to build off those 2 wins, and they're playing the worst team in the league. So this is a game for Elks to get a 3rd win in a row, and really a chance for them to turn their whole season around.
Yeah, and if Trey Ford is day to day, means he's probably going to play because that game isn't until Saturday, anyways.
Yeah, and they're in a must-win situation now. As well,
yeah,
so.
and even though Bethel Thompson came in and did okay,
yeah, he managed the game. He didn't really.
but
change
you know
the
what?
game.
Like for the kind of cash he's making, he's going to be expensive backup. Finally, your pick: Blue Bombers.
Bombers at the Lions. Well, big headline news for this one. Rourke signed with the BC Lions. They cut their quarterback that played last week, Domagola, something like that. They're on a 3-game losing streak, and they're playing the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who were off last week. I normally would probably pick Bombers in this way just because the Lions have lost 3 in a row, but the Lions are playing at home. Hometown kids back. I think they're going to be playing hot, and I'm excited for this one, so I'm going to go Lions on this one.
The thing that made up my mind on this, if there wasn't a new quarterback signing, I'd have picked the Bombers, hands down. But Nathan Rourke, who's an ex-BC Lion and who was the outstanding player of the year in 2022, he has been in training camp with Atlanta and with the Giants.
Yeah.
So he's a football shape.
Yeah.
He's starting. They're winning.
Yeah. Lions will get back on the board. Another win on the board. And there you have it. So, one split this week. Rough Riders Alouettes. That'll be a good game. We'll be able to watch that game. I'll be home on Friday, so we'll be watching the Alouettes. That's game of the week for sure as well. I'm excited for that one. So
yeah, I think that will probably be the game of the week. Depending how Rourke does, it could also be the BC Bombers.
Yeah, that is an exciting West matchup as well. So I think BC plays Blue Rock in there. So yeah, a couple good matchups here. I mean, even Elks and Tiger Cats will be interesting to see because they're going to be battling. They're both going to scratch Clough for a win there as well. And so who do we got off? The Argos are off this week. So yeah, should be an exciting one.
I think so.
I can't wait.
I think so.
All right, so we'll wrap this up for you guys here after 1 sec. We'll just throw our power rankings in quick. We actually have the same picks this week. We both selected Alouettes number 1, Rough Riders number 2. I moved them up a couple spots. I moved Red Blacks down just because that weird. I mean, they could have stayed either way, but I think the Rough Riders, they looked better in that game, and with the returning quarterback potentially on AJ Ouellette, I think they're the better team overall.
If it hadn't been for that outrageous call, they would have won the game.
They would have won the game. So Argos make a surprising surge for me up to 4th place. Lions are dropping out into bottom 5. Bombers stay exactly the same with their week off, and Stamps both dropped for us back into that 3rd last position. And then we've got the Elks moving up 1, and the Tiger Cats hitting the bottom of the barrel again. Benching Bo, starting Powell. They had the 2-game win streak, 1-game win streak. 2-game win streak, and they haven't done much since. So there you have it, guys. Power rankings are there. Exactly same this week. I imagine going forward there shouldn't be too much more changes. In terms of the big movement. I think we've kind of settled into our mid week. Oh, we have to do our pick. We have to talk quickly about our mid-season awards as well. Who you got? Who you thinking for coach of the year is easy.
Jason Moss.
Jason Moss has absolutely been outstanding for the Montreal Alouettes, and he's got his team rolling exactly this as they did last year. Offensively, I think you got to go. I mean, there's been quarterbacks bouncing in and out of lineups, hurt, out. If Fajardo had stayed healthy, I think he'd probably be at the top of the list right now. Philpotts looked good. McInnes has looked very good. Brady Oliveira's had shining moments as well. You gotta throw Janarian Grant in there. Pimpleton's had a great rookie year as well in the CFL. So a lot of standout, but nothing. A lot of players have been well, but no one that's really that clear cut favorite. I think for both of us.
No, if I had to pick offensively, I'd pick Carey for the Argos. He's just been consistent.
Yeah.
At
this point, yeah, that's all we're looking for is the consistency.
It's hard to pick a quarterback just because quarterbacks are just like in and out because there's been a lot of injuries.
The only one that's really played the whole season is Caleros, but he hasn't looked good.
No. And technically, Grant, even though he's on special teams more than anything else, he could be offense because he's listed as a wide receiver.
He is, yeah, exactly.
So I would say offense, Carey or Grant. Just behind would be Oliveira.
Yeah.
Defense, just hands down. There's only one guy.
Milligan for the Rough Riders.
6 interceptions. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been key anchor for that Saskatchewan defense that has just been absolutely outstanding all year. And that's who I had number one as well. So
yeah, so it's just it's hard to pick a quarterback right now just because the injuries.
Yeah,
like almost. Okay, well, with the Argos, they've had rotating quarterbacks. Fajido's out. Harris is out.
Bo hasn't played well.
Bo's terrible.
I mean, he's leading the league in touchdowns and yards, but
Adams is
nothing's
out.
Happened. Harris is out. Caleros has played all year. He's the only quarterback that's played all year.
But he's been terrible.
No, I know what I'm saying. That he hasn't been good. He's played all year, but he has not been good.
So yeah. So it's I had to pick somebody who's are consistent on the ground, and Oliveira and Carey have got the exact same number of yards. I believe it's 617 so far. The only thing is that Carey has more touchdowns, but
and the Argos have more wins.
Yeah.
So, all right, there you have it, guys. There's our little mid-season talk. We'll touch base in a couple more weeks to see as we're getting closer to the MVP conversation. And an exciting week. The top 2 teams, best of the East versus best of the West, is coming up again this week in Mosaic Stadium. That's a game I'm most excited for. And so I guess that's it for today, guys. And if you like this video, make sure you smash that like button. Let us know our power rankings, similar to yours. Did you move anyone up or down? Turn on that notification bell so you can see all our future videos. I think this is all we've got for this week. But we've got a lot of content coming at you the next couple of weeks with all the sports ramping up. So it's going to be busy here at the Out of Bounds Sports Podcast. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Share these to your friends if they like sports, if they're into CFL, if you want to get them into CFL. Share it across the board. That always helps us out a lot, guys. That's it. So thanks again, and we'll see you next week.
Next week, see ya.